study of social movements. Recurring questions, partially changing answers. In the late 1960s, the world was apparently undergoing deep, dramatic transformations. Even a revolution, some thought. American civil rights and anti-war movements, the May 1968 revolt in France, students' protests in Germany, Britain, or Mexico, the worker student coalitions of the 1969 hot autumn in Italy, the pro-democracy mobilizations in locations as diverse as Francoist Madrid and communist Prague, the growth of critical Catholicism from South America to Rome, the early signs of the women's and environmental movements that would shape the new politics of the 1970s. All these phenomena, and many more, suggested that deep changes were in the making. Accordingly, the study of social movements developed at an unprecedented pace into a major area of research. If, at the end of the 1940s, critics lamented the crudely descriptive level of understanding and a relative lack of theory, Strauss 1947. 352, and in the 1960s complained that in the study of social changes, social movements have received relatively little emphasis. Killian 1964. 426. By the mid-1970s, research into collective action was considered one of the most vigorous areas of sociology. Marx and Wood 1975. At the end of the 1980s, commentators talked of an explosion, in the last 10 years, of theoretical and empirical writings on social movements and collective action. Morris and Herring 1987. 138. See also Ruct 1991a. Today, the study of social movements is solidly established with specialized journals, book series, and professional associations. The excitement and optimism of the roaring 1960s may be long gone, but social and political events over the last 4 decades have hardly rendered the investigation of grassroots activism any less relevant or urgent. To the contrary, social movements, protest actions, and, more generally, political organizations unaligned with major political parties or trade unions have become a permanent component of Western democracies. It is no longer possible to describe protest politics, grassroots participation, and symbolic challenges as unconventional. Instead, references to a movement society seem increasingly plausible. Niedart and Ruck 2002. Melucci 1996. Mayer and Taro 1998b. To be sure, there has been considerable fluctuation in the intensity of collective action over this period, as there has been in its degree of radicalism, its specific forms, and its capacity to influence the political process. However, forecasts that the wave of protest of the late 1960s would quickly subside, and that business as usual, as represented by interest-based politics, organized according to traditional political divisions, would return in its wake, have largely been proved wrong. In different ways, and with a wide range of goals and values, various forms of protest have continued to emerge in recent years. Kriesi al. 1995. Bieshinger 2002. Titarenko, McCarthy, McPhail, and Augustin 2001. Smith and Johnston 2002. Feliul and Benany Kraby 2003. Junyi 2004. Not only that. At the start of the new millennium, possibly for the first time since 1968, the wave of mobilizations for a globalization from below, often identified as the global justice movement,